visitor, mostly. And we're here at the sunset, right at the evening of the first day of solstice. This is the winter solstice. This is the shortest day of the year. And usually we celebrate at the amphitheater. We do our libations at the waterway. But today I wanted to initiate people coming to the Freedom Fountain. The Freedom Fountain is special to me because it's the African American sculpture that is a water fountain here in Kansas City. And the paradox of our river water connecting to our, to the end of this portal on this side of town. We have an organization called East Meets West of Truth, and we talked about the disparity of economics on the east side of Truth versus the west side of Truth. And so the idea of saying this is the African American side of town, it's a beautiful setting. We intend to continue to depict its legacy. So it's winter, December the 20th, it's cold, but I got my white hat on. I have another hat underneath my white hat to represent Ausar. Ausar, this is the birthday of Ausar. So I have a little story I wanted to share with you all, talking about the meaning of today's date. And it's a beautiful sunset. The colors are so bright today. But this represents the birth of Ausar. And there were 4 children that were born during this time period of the winter solstice. And then there was a new rebirth that took place. And so I want to tell this to you in this story. And oftentimes we share information to children. We make a children's story, a lullaby, certain types of chanting for our young people. But you could take that story and break it apart and get fundamental philosophies and principles based on that. So, first of all, I wanted to pour libation, and this is winter, so the water has been taken away to avoid the freezing temperature. But this is a waterway, and so in honor of our freedom, I wish to pour libations to our ancestors. And as Shaps Anuk Dr. Net Yeti Empetep Ankh Ujasaneti Wajet. That's some good water. I just want to share that all things in nature, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. All things in nature have life, and you can speak life. So as I speak and chant out, my water is receiving that energy vibration, and then we are sharing it and connecting it with our energy of the waterway. And so I just wanted to share that. And then as I drink that water, I'm internalizing that power. Okay, so we're not trying to stay out here long, but I did want to tell a story about ancient Kemet sent out a prophecy and a prophecy. So before I do that, I wanted to have our high priest, Saste, share a little bit with us. You want to flip the camera, or you want me to just, here, let me change cameras. Okay, go ahead.
All right, Anuk Ausar, long live Ausar, forever, ruling in the underworld, where he became victorious and resides with our ancestors who've gone before us, many of whom are still interceding on our behalf. We visit us on the daily. We keep their shrines alive through a process called enshrinement, where we will take their photograph and keep a remembrance that they're still part of our society. They're still part of our learning that we grew by having them brothers and sisters and that have gone before us, mothers and fathers. So we, and even our children that we have lost, still part of our community and still shape who we are. So, Anuko said.
All right. So I just wanted to share this brief. This is just a section. I may end up returning, but this is our sunset libation and our sunset to the first day of the winter solstice. Ancient Kemet sent out a prophecy and a promise. We, our bodies, are the temple of the spirit, mind, and soul of a person. Heru is rebuilding the kingdom of Ausar and Aset. So when I became, I have become the becoming. I am our seeing myself divided. I am 2. I am 4. I am 8. I am the universe. I am in diversity. I am transformation. This is my coming together. Here are my selves because I became one. This is from the coming forth by day, 1240 BC, from the papyrus of Anu. And as Amen Par Ankh means, Amen means that which is sacred, that which is hidden, the hidden energy. Par means that sacred place, and Ankh means living, life, the force of life. We represent the Kemetic spirituality. So I'm reading this passage to represent one of our ancient ways. Many people who are involved with the works of the metaphysics and spirituality in African consciousness may promote the concept that our essence is of pure electromagnetic energy and that everything connects with the all from the atomic level. And when I choose the word temple, I am referring to the knowledge and understanding of our physical body, our mind, soul, and spirit, and our collective consciousness. Not only a building or a religious construction or institution, but the temple of I am. The great Kemetic people, shown to be gatherers and hunters, fisher kings, pastoral, and the great agricultural societies of our great ancient ancestors, we recognize that each year we could harvest crops to feed and fuel a vast society of families and animals, and as well as exporting for trade. And we observe vegetation and notice that each seed would rise from the ground, die, decompose, rise again, year after year. And we observed the stars, the moon, and the sun. And we studied our own bodies. And this cycle of life and death would occur continuously in every living thing. So the prophecy of Ma'afa was revealed to the ancients. Ma'afa means a Swahili word for a terrible disaster. And because of the prophecy of Ma'afa, mighty men would sacrifice their present lives and bodies to be teleported into the future. And so that they may fight for our Kemetic way of life and to assure our way of life in our prophecy. So now we are giving birth to children who are our fighting angels, our fighting people who have come back to restore the Ausarian way. So I'm going to scroll down. Ausar is the principle of our higher selves, and we represent one of many basic principles of nature in the universe. The nature, the nu, the ta, the ra is nature. Aset was held in captivity by her brother who was disagreeable, her baby brother Set, after he murdered her beloved husband, Ausar, by sealing him alive in a coffin and throwing him into the river Nile. She was able to later escape captivity with the help of her twin sister Heru, or Nephthys, or Nekhabat, and move to a tireless search for the body of her true love. And so we have the story of the moon, the sun, the waterways, the agricultural society. So she had learned of her husband's coffin, where her baby brother had slain him, and it had grown into a mighty tree of life, and that a noble had built a compound and a fortress around the tree for his wife and newborn child. The goddess Aset humbled herself to serve as a nurse for the newborn, and she finally won the heart of the family. And to give her access to the tree that encased her husband's body, Aset performed the final rites and was able to acquire his mummy and create and preserve his body from this tomb, so that she would revive her husband for one last time. And so they had an occasion of one last time as a transcendental state, a dream state. And I often remember Michael Jackson's song, Remember the Times. He made a wonderful video, and this depicts the appearance of Ausar connecting with his wife, who was held captive by Set. So I will continue the story. I just wanted to be able to share a little bit of the essence that during this time period, the ancients celebrated Nu, the primordial waters, as the stars, Lucy in the sky with diamonds. And she wanted to have children. So there used to be 360 days. And she decided to take 5 days and create a nest of life for herself. And she gave birth today to Ausar. He was the benevolent king and represented all things green and growing. Then she had given birth to Aset. Tomorrow will be her birthday. Then she gave birth to Heru, which will be the next day. And then finally, she gave birth to Set. And as the 3 days encompassing the solstice, then on the 25th is a renewal where the time resets. Right now, the sun is setting identical every day. It's going to rise every day the same and set every day the same for 3 days. And then it's going to be a little bit incremental on the 25th. So by the time the 25th arrives, it'll be about a minute or a few, increments longer, that the time frame will change, where the days will get gradually longer and longer and longer until we get to the equinox. And so to me, I find this fascinating in that I have never heard this story until my later years. but the conjunction of the reason why the winter solstice became a phenom in that this is a time where people stand still, they reflect, they honor their accomplishments, they are in hibernation and relaxation and meditation, and then they prepare themselves for the spring and the spring equinox. Thank you for your time, and I guess we need to switch phones. Baba, do you want to share? Okay. All right, well, thank you for your time. It's getting cold out here. We're getting ready to go back to our home, and we'll have a nice warm and a brief meal. Usually we go through a fasting season, and then we, come out refreshed. I also do my vision board, and so this is what we are doing during this time period. All right, thank you again, Hetep.